Transformers 1. As with any review, this may contain spoilers. It's not terrible, but I personally didn't like it. The movie is the origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron. We learned that before they became the sworn enemies that we've come accustomed to seeing on screen, they were best friends who fought for each other on Cybertron. For whatever reason, I couldn't connect to the story. It didn't inspire me or make me feel any type of emotions besides feeling underwhelmed. I know that I'm in the minority when it comes to not liking the film. My colleagues from work who saw the movie enjoyed it. They were actually surprised I didn't like it. It's gotten good critical reviews as well as good audience reviews. As I mentioned, it's not a bad movie. I guess I felt like it was too by the numbers. The story had no surprises and was extremely predictable. The worst story arc was given to Megatron. The turn to darkness, if you will, was sloppy and felt rushed. I don't think it was necessary to make that turn with the first movie. There was no nuance to the turn and it was a complete 180 for the character once it got its transformation abilities. The turn would make more sense in the sequel to this film after seeing how Optimus was ruling and making decisions for Cybertron. There would be a fundamental difference of opinion in the direction they each see for their home planet. Another aspect I didn't like in the story was the humor. Humor is subjective and the only humor I enjoyed came from Bee or Bumblebee if they were on Earth. Bee was the only character I felt was unique. This version of Bee was unlike any other Bee we've seen. There was a childlike sense to the character mixed with a psychopath. The other characters were standard by the numbers and didn't provide anything new to the lore of the characters. I understand you don't want to veer off too much, but it wouldn't hurt to add something new to the characters. You could argue that Optimus Prime was unlike other versions we've seen before. We usually see Optimus Prime as the serious leader of the Autobots, and we don't usually see his playfulness that we saw in this film. Another aspect I didn't like was the voice acting. The voices for me didn't fit the characters. Chris Hemsworth voiced Optimus Prime, Tyree Henry voiced Megatron, Scarlett Johansson voiced Elita 1, and Keegan-Michael Key voiced B. As with the humor, Keegan-Michael Key was the only voice I thought fit the character. In particular, I felt like Chris Hemsworth and Tyree Henry sounded off to me. Chris Hemsworth sounded like he was trying to imitate the original voice of Optimus Prime, and it had a weird tone to it. Tyree Henry didn't inspire fear or anger. He sounded the same no matter the situation, except that his voice would be raised when he voiced anger. Overall, I didn't like the movie, however that doesn't mean you would enjoy it and it may be worth watching. If you stuck around this long, why not give the video a like, try it out, see if it works, subscribe, check out my other videos, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the film. See you in the next review.